sign anymore. What am I doing?
I don't know.
welcome, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to Thursday Night Live. What you say?
I said, hello, everyone.
Welcome back to Thursday Night Live with those two sisters. I am Demita Joe.
I'm a Unicorn.
And together we're those two sisters, okay? And so you guys know how excited we are because when Ready to Love is on, that is like our top reality show that we like to talk about. And so, yeah, we're one episode in on season 8. And we're going to talk about that, but we also have a few other topics to talk about as well. We're so damn corny.
Oh, you know what's funny? I didn't even tell you backstage where I spent all this time researching. Okay, so first of all, tell me how your week was. Oh, unless you want to go right into tell me how your week was, and then we'll go into that.
So yeah, my week was bomb, and it's like I didn't realize that, like, first I used to feel like I was busy, but now that I'm actually busy, like doing actual productive things, it's like I am busy, but it doesn't feel overwhelming. So yeah. I had a very productive week, and that there's one thing that I have that I'm excited about that's coming up that we're going to tell everybody about. But I've been really working hard on bettering myself, growing every day, trying to be like what they say, 1% better every day.
Yes.
And it's just trying to be a mom, you know what I mean? Even though my child is going to be 21 this year, you still have, it's like your parenting changes. It doesn't, like, the stress doesn't go away or anything like that. You just have to be in a different lane as a parent. But I am enjoying the stage in life that I'm in. I feel like, I'm about to be in the best shape of my life.
Yes.
I really am, like, doing the things that I years ago would talk about, you know what I mean? So anyway, my week was bomb. How was yours?
It was good, but it's so funny that and this is gonna be a perfect segue too, because it's not even planned, but it's so funny how we're on two sort of like opposite ends of the spectrum, because I'm feeling the effects of not taking care of myself as far as like stress level, like beating myself up that I don't show up. And I've identified that it's all mental. I actually had the chance to speak to your mother today, which is really funny because we decided we're going to meet up once a week to go walking. Because I was like, I'll go see my mom. But what happens is funny. It's like when James tries to wake me up, I don't like it when he wakes me up. Like, I just don't like that. I don't like the idea of someone waking me up. I'll do it myself, please. Thank you. and so he gets all of the heat for that. And he damn near ducks when he wakes me up like I'm going to throw something at him. But it's just me. And at this point, I recognize that my barrier is mental, because I was explaining to your mother, and it's so fun. You know what? A big shout out to having a good parent, because it's like so funny the truth that will come out of you when you're talking to somebody, or and I don't even say a good parent, but like somebody you could trust, because I was just saying everything that I really felt without the need to like sugarcoat it or whatever. I was like, she was saying all this logic and stuff. I was like, yeah, keep your logic. I don't care about your logic. Like, I understand you only have to work out for 20 minutes. I was like, but I feel like for me, this is stubborn fat. This kind of fat, you got to do high intensity workout for an hour a day or it's not going to go away. I was like, I know that's not true, but that's how I feel. And so we were just talking about, like, she was like going on walks and stuff like that. So anyway, it's so funny that we're on two ends of the spectrum, because you have the knowledge and the proof, and I have the knowledge, but I just, when you're not taking the steps that you need to take care of yourself, you feel stressed, overwhelmed, and there's a whole bunch of mental stuff that's happening with me that is not, fire or whatever, but I'm ready to get on the other side of that. And there's something that I would like to share.
That's real. Before you say that, though, that's real. And the biggest thing about changing those habits isn't even doing the stuff. It's up here, like you said. So yeah, you do have to validate or acknowledge how you feel or whatever. And a lot of times, like, I'm going to speak for me. My main problem, like, I knew everything to do. Like, I was an athlete in high school, and I played kickball for years. You know what I'm saying? But the thing that I realized for me, it was just negative self-talk. Like I didn't even realize I was doing it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway,
but I'm probably doing that right now, like not right now as we speak, but I'm probably doing that on a regular basis. And I recognize that it's not helpful or healthy, but it's like, I just need to get started. You know what I'm saying? And be consistent. So I have a solution. I'm going to just start with a challenge. Okay. I'm going to start with this challenge right here. The Ultimate Ab Makeover Challenge. Okay. Yes. So this is with Coach Jasmine and Coach DJ, and it's going to start on July 22nd. I would love for you to tell us a little bit more about it, and then maybe I do have a little video to play.
Yeah, so hold on 1 second because, yes, sir. How can I help you?
Yeah, I could play that. I could just bring that up.
Wait, hold up. What? Sorry, guys. Hold on, let me push mute real quick. Faith, can you talk about something?
Okay, sure. I'll talk about this.
In the studio.
I'm gonna give the anti like, this is why people like me need this challenge. I really just need to get started, and you should hear the negative things that I say to myself. I would never say this to anybody else. I'm always an uplifter and an encourager of other people, but when it comes to my own self, I talk to myself like crazy. Like I was just telling myself the other day, like, you know, get it together. It's harder to be fat every day on a regular basis than it is to get up and work out for an hour. And this is one of the things, I think this is one of the reasons why I feel like I need to work out real hard for an hour 5 times a week, which is not even true, but that's how I feel, because I keep saying stuff like that to myself, like, look at you, you're fat. It's harder to be fat like this all the time than it is to get up and work out for an hour. You're choosing the hard road. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is. And I'm not gonna lie, it's harder. It's harder to do everything. It's harder to walk up steps. It's harder to tie your shoes. Like, if you're choosing the fat life, and this is for all of my people out there who are
like, so tough.
harder. We're choosing the hard road. It's harder to be fat all the time, right?
I mean, it's a harder life. When you're not working out, you don't realize that working out will make you feel better. You know what I'm saying? You just don't realize it because you're not in that mind frame. So it's like, oh, I just rather do this. You know what I mean? I just really don't. You know, a lot of people rely on motivation, and motivation is not going to get you there. If you wait until you're motivated, you probably wouldn't do most things. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I'm a mindset and fitness coach, because I feel like you cannot have a successful fitness journey unless your mind is where it's supposed to be. And that takes work. You know what I mean? And having a group to hold you accountable of like-minded people helps a lot. That's what helped me get to the point that I'm at. I've now lost 36 pounds since I started last August. And I'm proud of myself. You know, I could have lost a lot more, but in the beginning, I was still in that mindset of trying to let go of some old habits and stuff like that. But now I see it more clearly. You know what I mean? And then once I started getting certified, and I'm also going to be soon a certified nutrition coach as well, that opened up another thing for me too, because I always thought I knew how to eat because I grew up vegetarian. I know about food or whatever, but it's a lot more than that. And there's so many trends. There's too much information out here. So people get confused, they get overwhelmed. And so, I just thought about what helped me get to this point. And I'm like, I could definitely help people that are behind me, like that are struggling with the same things that I'm struggling with. So this challenge, it is called the Ultimate Ab Makeover Challenge. However, I do not want you guys to think that you're going to leave with abs. It is the Ultimate Ab Makeover Challenge, but like I always tell people, my abs are hiding behind the fat in front of it. You know what I'm saying? I have ab muscles, but you just can't see them yet. Coach Jasmine has abs, but she also has a good weight loss story. And she lost weight. She lost a lot of weight twice. So I love her. She's a great personality. So I'm glad that we met each other to collab. But this challenge is going to be more about changing your mindset, developing consistency, and having a group of people to be accountable with. So it's going to be fun. There's going to be a cash prize of $150. And there's also going to be a chance to work with Coach Jasmine and me after the challenge. And then we might have another mystery gift as well, depending on how many people join. There's a great gift that I feel like anybody that joins would like, unless they're a man. But so like, if you guys are, like I always say, if you are a woman, especially if you're over 30, over 40, and you are having a hard time figuring out how to figure out what is sustainable. It's not as hard as you think, but it sometimes it just takes a little bit of help and some time. So it's going to be a fun challenge. It's not going to be anything that takes you out of here or anything like that, but it will show you some things that you can even do just on your own, because it's just going to be great. So yeah, so if you're interested, just check it out. I think Faith has a little video that she's going to show. It's like a little infomercial thing that we did. Look, we were being ourselves, okay? We were being our corny selves, and so there you have it. Anyway.
All right, let's play it. It's so funny. Oh, wait. Hold on, I'm about to start it over again.
And I'm a mindset and fitness coach.
Hi, I'm Jasmine, and I'm a health and fitness coach.
And boy,
do we have something for you.
Do you want a slim waist?
Are you tired of making those I need accountability partner posts on Facebook?
Ready to fix that stomach part a little bit?
Well, come and join our ultimate ab makeover challenge, where abs are transformed from home.
For the low price of $91, you can go from this to this.
And for the even lower price of $90.99, you can join our ultimate ab challenge, so you can transform your abs from home.
Are you ready?
See you there.
Nice. I love that. I love that so much.
It was so fun to do. And like I said, this year at the top of the year, I said that one of my C's was collaboration. And because I don't really seek out other people to help me do something, and I was like, I need to change that, because you don't become successful without any help. You know what I'm saying? You can do a lot by yourself, but you can do so much more when somebody helps you, which is why I felt like, you know what, this is a good challenge to do, because there's a lot of people who want to lose weight, and there is no secret key though. Like, it's all within you, but it starts with mindset. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I will definitely make sure that I put that link in the description after the show, so you guys can check it out if you want to join, or if you want to share it with somebody that you know. A share would be great, right? So anyway, enough about that. What do you have on the docket tonight? I don't even want to say docket.
Oh, we have a lot. We have a lot to talk about, y'all. We have a lot to talk about. I'm gonna go ahead, since we're in the health segment right now. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna go ahead with the other things that we were talking about for the health segment. Let me share this. So here's the thing. It's certain things, like I love America for reasons, but like there's certain things that are really weird. Like, okay, there's this drink called Prime Energy drink. And I don't ever recall, I mean, like, I may have seen this before. It would be so funny if I like drank one of these before. I don't think I have, though. Hey, Gwendolyn. So thank you very much. You already pressed the like button. Good.
That's the day one right there.
Look, this health, I just want to say this. I like America for definitely for different reasons, but these things like this really baffle me. So there's this energy called Prime Energy drink, and it's it's promoted by people like Logan Paul, who's a famous YouTuber. His brother's name is Jake Paul, by the way. Yeah, they're both like, kind of in the social media world. But okay, here's the thing. He's not the only person that promotes this, but they kind of like market this stuff. Their fan base is like children. This stuff is being taken, it's being recalled in Canada, but you can still get it in America. Let me tell you why it's being recalled. It has 200 milligrams of caffeine per can. And I think it's a 12-ounce drink, right? So it's basically like the same size as soda, but those taller cans. 200 milligrams of caffeine. Now, I just had to look up, because I drink coffee. Mm-hmm. How much does a cup of coffee have in caffeine? Now, it does vary whether you get blonde roast or dark roast. I think dark roast actually has less caffeine. It's the way that the things are roasted, like the coffee beans are roasted. But like blonde roast has more caffeine in it. But typical cup of coffee has about 95 milligrams of caffeine in it, right? Okay. So you're talking about this energy drink has 200 milligrams of caffeine, and
that
a lot
just
of
sounds
times.
like a lot.
Now, here's the thing. Energy drinks, I remember, were becoming popular back when Red Bull was becoming popular, I believe. And I used to drink Red Bulls.
Me too.
And the thing about it is I used to drink more than one, like not like chugging back to back, but I used to have like 2 Red Bulls, like, you know what I'm saying? Like with me or whatever. Like I remember I used to go to the store and be like, oh, let me get this in a Red Bull and I'll try this one too, right? So I
used to drink Red Bull and vodka sometimes too.
Oh my gosh. And now you don't know how much you've actually gotten because
right.
You know, you're mixing it with other things.
So let me ask you though, how much caffeine was in the Red Bull?
That's a great question. Let's find out.
I want to know how much caffeine is in a Red Bull, and I want to know how much caffeine is in like a Mountain Dew, because I do partake in a Mountain Dew every so often. Don't judge me. I know it's like the highest content of caffeine of sodas, I believe.
In a 12-ounce. Oh my God! Sorry, somebody just texted me. In a 12-ounce.
Hey Blondie Monique. I want to say your full name.
One of my friends who is not like a believer necessarily, but I think actually I'm working on her. She just texted me, I got Tay tickets. God is good. Tay tickets, Taylor Swift. She's hilarious. Anyway.
But she's not a believer, but she's
not. But she be saying stuff like that all the time, like praise God. But I do think that I'm working on her because she asks me stuff sometimes, like, so what do you do for this? And how do you feel about this? And then when our friend died, I broke some stuff down to her and she was like, oh, okay. So she really used it. She was like, that makes sense. So you know, whatever. She's not mocking it, but she's just, you know, she probably is making a joke, but I think working on her. So anyway, she's not a believer, but she's not like a, you know, Satan worshiper or anything.
I mean, it doesn't matter what you say though. So the fact that she's saying that,
I know, and she'd be like, "Praise be" and stuff like that. Like she's started out being funny, but I think she really means it this time. Sometimes. But anyway, okay. So let me get into this because I just found out that a 12-ounce can of Red Bull has 102 milligrams of caffeine. Okay, and what was the other question you had?
Mountain Dew.
This is wild.
So Red Bull has a little bit more than coffee or a standard cup of 8-ounce coffee.
Yes, and this is basically double. Mountain Dew has 55.
Okay, all right.
That's 12-ounce Mountain Dew has 55. And then let's just try out, since we're here, a Coca-Cola. Okay.
I've always been told that Mountain Dew has more caffeine than any other soda.
Sure, Coca-Cola has 39 milligrams of caffeine.
Okay.
So then you have so then if we're going up, because now we've just done all the research,
200 is extreme. I mean, even without knowing those other, you know, with the other ones, like that just seems like a lot.
It is a lot, and I mean, like, that's not cool for your system. Also,
I mean, you remember, I'm sorry to cut across you on this, but while we're talking about Mountain Dew, you remember when Honey Boo Boo was coming up? Was it Honey Boo Boo? Or it was one of the girls that was in the pageant era, and her mom was giving her like Red Bull mixed with Mountain Dew.
She was calling it like go-go juice or something like that. It was something like that. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. So anyway, I just like to point stuff like this out, even though it's not like, you know, all positive, Patsy, like we like to talk about positivity. Mm-hmm. This is something that I feel.
I mean, because, okay, chiming in again, you know, Kevin Samuels, when he passed, like, I still can't believe that he just up and passed like that. But when there was a question about the fact that he used to always drink those Red Bulls and stuff like that, as to the reason why, you know, he had his health issues or whatever. But that's just too much. I've never even seen that stuff.
No, and you know what's funny? It's like, these are the things that, this is why I bring it up, because you go into a grocery store and you just feel like, well, whatever's in here is probably safe. Even going into a liquor store, unfortunately, it's just like, you're going to assume that you're in America and everything's like been, you know, approved and certified and it's safe. And then things like this happen and you realize like, this stuff is not, you know, this is not only is it not normal, like we're in a different time now where a company can put out a product and then keep it on the market until something happens, and they still have to take it off.
It's kind of a facade to think that, oh, something hasn't been approved by the FDA, so it's not safe, because when you look at some of the things, like some of these natural teas and things
Yeah.
like that, they may not be approved by the FDA, but the FDA doesn't necessarily look at it for safety. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's
there's
true.
a lot of stuff that is banned in other countries that we consume all the time, which is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even food, when you go out of the country to go to eat different places,
Yes.
the food tastes even different. Like even
Oh my
some places
God.
like KFC. Like if you go to KFC somewhere, you know, I can't remember the place that everybody was just talking about, but their chicken is fresh. But I feel like there ain't no more chickens. But whatever, y'all say.
No, I don't know if there's any more chicken in America.
We ate all the chickens, okay?
Here's the thing, and then I found out this weird thing. I'm not even going to talk much about this, but I think I talked about this last week. There's an almanac that Seth Godin came out with, where he's talking about I think I did, because I was saying how July 4th was the hottest day ever or something like that. Mm-hmm. Seth Godin has this almanac it's called the Carbon Almanac, and it's all these authors, 300 authors who came together, scientists and things, to put together like ideas on how we can like save the planet, because the planet is dying. Now, he mentioned something in there that I'm so intrigued by, but I haven't looked up yet, about how there's too many cows on the planet. He's like, if we have this many cows, he's like, I can't figure out a good reason to have this many cows. He's like, if we have this many cows, then it's like going to destroy the earth or something. I haven't gotten to the bottom of that yet, but it was so intriguing to me. I was like, what does he mean by that? Like, I thought the cows were good. Wow. But basically, like, we've cloned too many animals, people, and now we're up Schitt's Creek. So anyway, I wanted to say that, like, you're right. Just because the FDA approves something doesn't mean that it's safe. But I just think this is completely, like, especially egregious, because they're pulling it off the shelves in other places, and this has 200 milligrams of caffeine. What else is in there? You know what I'm saying? Like, so the caffeine's in there, but there could be anything in there. There could be rat ball hairs or something like that. Like, who knows? We don't know. But like, just to goes to show, they'll put a lot of stuff in things. And, you know, I'm not the most healthy person ever, but I did feel the need to call this out, because when I found out about it, I was like, wow. Like, anybody who might be drinking these, I just want to be very aware, or if your kids drink them, because I know when stuff is marketed to kids, you know, you just give it to them a lot of times. But I just want everybody to be aware of this.
Hopefully nobody's giving that to their kids, because that's crazy. Blondie Monique says she's in her 50s. What? Food tasted so much better when I was a kid, especially chicken. I definitely agree.
I agree with that for sure.
When you go places now, the food portions are so much smaller, and like different things. Like somebody posted a bag of Doritos the other day, and it said party size on it, but the bag was the size of like the size that is like a personal bag. Like it's like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, this is crazy. And then I got a fish sandwich from somewhere the other day, and that joke was so little. I was like, what is this? You gonna charge me more, but then give me a smaller portion. But yeah, food was so different back in the day. Especially, she's right, especially chicken. Hey, Ellen.
Hey, Ellen. Okay, so next, this is great news. I'm gonna share this, everybody, because we covered this a little while ago. Jamie Foxx is okay, everybody. I've been waiting to see his actual face. Now, here's the thing. I was trying to pull up the other clips that I saw, because he was also on Fourth Quarter. He was also on a boat, but I couldn't see if it was him. It just looked like him, but this is like clearly him. So I'm like, okay. And then people kept putting up clips of him like years back and stuff like that. And it was like irking me, because I was like, listen, if you don't know that he's okay, like, let's stop putting this stuff up there, because let him be. But like, this is real. This happened in Chicago. There were several pictures. I believe it. I'm not the news. I'm not, you know.
Go ahead and put my little tinfoil hat on.
I'm not the Associated Press. You think it's a clone of him, don't you?
Well, I'm not going to go that far to say it's a clone, but it's just odd that I feel like he responded recently, but I haven't had a chance to see it. So I'm just going to go off of the fact that I haven't heard him respond, right? But somebody was talking about a double in the movie that they had to use or whatever, but that's believable. It could have been a double. But at the same time, like, if you were said to have been on your deathbed, right? Not to mention how long it takes somebody to recover from like said like health issues. You know what I'm saying? like you wouldn't come out and say nothing, you know what I'm saying? And then like the first time they see him, he was on a boat waving, and now he's randomly saves some, reunites some lady with her purse or whatever. Like, come on, man. Like, what's happening? I don't know, but there was another picture of somebody, and it said that it was him, but it was like, who is that?
How do we know? Right.
It was, but the picture was weird looking. It was like, who in the world is that? That's where the body double thing came out, because he was working on that movie on Netflix, and they were like, well, maybe that was his body double. But like, if something was said to have happened to me, and I know there's people that wanted to know or whatever, I would just come out, at least be like, thank you for all the well wishes or whatever. I'm good. I'm just gonna recover. Just give me my privacy. At least give us that, right? I don't know. My tempo hat is on though. It's like, what did you guys do to him? I don't know, but
real Jamie. Will the real Jamie Foxx please stand up?
Yeah,
I believe it. I don't know what the opposite of tinfoil hat is. Sometimes I be having my joint on, but I guess
he reunites somebody with their purse. Oh, how great is that?
That is okay. Now I'll go there with you. Let's play ball with that. That is really odd and staged feeling. Like, oh,
and then on the boat, the paparazzi has to know where somebody's gonna be to take the picture. Who told him that he was going to be there?
Here's the thing. It's like he saved a baby from being hit by a bus or something. Yeah. It's like, of all the people to find your purse, it's Jamie Foxx. Right. You know what I'm saying? Where was your purse, man?
Hey, Kamisha.
Like, I will. Hey, Kamisha, I will play that game with you on that, because it is pretty odd, and like it feels performance. Like somebody lost their bag and Jamie Foxx found it miraculously. And then how did he know where to bring it to? You know what I mean? So it's
shout out to Kamisha Reviews, y'all. If y'all are not following Kamisha Reviews, definitely make sure you go follow her, because she has been spilling a little bit of tea these last couple of days, and she also has great interviews with people. And when we get to the portion of talking about Ready to Love, I'm gonna let y'all know what she talked about today. Okay, but in the meantime, follow Kamisha Reviews. Shout out to my mentor.
Yes. Shout out to Kamisha. Kamisha is the bomb. I cannot rave enough about her. She's
a clone Tyrone.
Hey, clone Tyrone. All right, so I do have to be corny and do this again. We did this at the top of the show, but I'm going back to Callie. Callie.
Oh my God. Oh yes. Okay. We're getting ready to watch a commercial, guys. I have a 30-day challenge coming up for people who feel like they need to get back into the consistency of working out. It is for people that are beginners, people who've kind of been like, I don't know what to do. It's called the Ultimate Ab Challenge, but we are going to talk about getting your mind right to get into a consistent workout routine, and the things that we may struggle with as women, because I was there and I'm not all the way out, but I can definitely help people who were where I was like 12 months ago. Okay. I've already lost 36 pounds. I've joined forces with another great coach who's going to share her experience with y'all, and we're gonna get this. The point is to create a habit of working out. It doesn't, it doesn't have to be, it's not going to be anything that's going to hurt you, but we'll take a look at my commercial.
I feel like I need to be hurt, but okay, here we go.
Hi, I'm Demita, and I'm a mindset and fitness coach.
Hi, I'm Jasmine, and I'm a health and fitness coach.
And boy,
do we have something for you.
Do you want a slim waist?
Are you tired of making those I need accountability partner posts on Facebook?
Ready to fix that stomach part a little bit?
Well, come and join our Ultimate Ab Makeover Challenge, where abs are transformed from home.
For the low price of $91, you can go from this to this.
And for the even lower price of $90.99, you can join our Ultimate Ab Challenge, so you can transform your abs from home.
Are you ready?
See you there.
I love that. I'm sorry. I'm corny. I love my sister.
Thank you, sis, for playing that. I do want to just shout out Kamisha. Okay, Kamisha, I do need to connect with you about that. But yeah, so we were talking about the whole Wayans brother when they did the whole, I don't know, I'm aging myself right here, but they had that Goop, there it is, infomercial. So we was like, okay, let's go to infomercial style and be cheesy or whatever. So anyway, that is the other coach that's going to work with me, and it's going to be fun. So if you're interested, definitely reach out. I'm going to put the link in the description below on how to get in contact with me. But anyway, let's get on with this show.
Okay, last thing, and this is going to close out our health segment.
Oh, Double Dutch.
I saw this on Instagram. Now, these women are in this Double Dutch sort of like tournament or whatever, and all of them are over 40. They got their ages on the back of their shirt. The first person I saw had a 71 on the back of their shirt, and she was jumping. I was like, look, ain't no excuse for me to get myself out there and get active. But I mean, I've been active, but I haven't been consistent. So I used to like this motivates me.
I used to love Double Dutch. Remember when we were like in middle school? Well, when I was in middle school, we used to always be looking for somebody outside that was playing Double Dutch.
Yes,
that's probably why we weren't overweight as kids, because we were jumping all the time.
We were always doing something. We were always
doing Double Dutch.
So okay, so the next segment actually is what I was spending so much time on before we started our show. All right, so I got to give a shout out to Mocha Mima. I don't think she's in here right now, but I watched her break down the whole Matthew Knowles situation, and I was laughing like crazy. Like I was working, I was at my desk working from home, and I had to rewind so many times because I just kept laughing, and it was just her voice, and she was like putting up pictures and telling the whole story, but it was so funny. She is so funny. And
Mocha is hilarious. Mocha is another content creator, y'all. She's not in here, but when she comes in here, we'll make sure we shout her out. But I will I'll put all the things that we're talking about, the links in the description after the show.
Yes, if you have not seen Mocha Mima's breakdown of this, go and watch it. We can make sure we put that link in there, because she said something in her video that she wanted to cover and she wasn't sure if it was going to get traction, but I think it was a great idea. I couldn't comment on it, but I really think that she should go for it. So definitely we're going to put that at the bottom in the description. But okay, let's talk about this, because I just happen to be I'm not formally of the Beehive. I just have, I feel like I'm alumni. Like I've graduated a little bit. I love Beyonce and I know so much about her. I wouldn't say formally of the Beehive, but I don't go as hard as some of these people go these days. Like I'm not getting ready to cuss nobody out about Beyonce or nothing like that. But anyway,
there was a day that you would have.
There was. But here's the thing. This actual story intrigued me because it really didn't have anything to do with Beyonce, but her name was brought up. So let me just go and tell the story. So basically, and I'll say this, Matthew Knowles is Beyonce's father, and I call him Mr. Knowles because I do have respect for him. He did produce a Beyonce and a Solange, which
and
is
Kelly Rowland. But
well, he didn't. Oh God, are you saying? Oh, okay. Well, he did produce at least a Beyonce and a Solange. And when he was 60, he was out there as a thoughter bopper. He was thought and bopping, okay? Because he got not only he was married. Okay, let me say this:
a thoughter bopper.
Married to Tina. No, her name was Celestine and Beyonce when he met her, but she goes by Tina because she didn't like Celestine. She liked Tina. And she, her last name was Beyonce, but that's why her first name of her daughter is Beyonce, because the lineage, the name would have died with her getting married. So she named her first daughter Beyonce. Now, here's the thing. Mr. Knowles and Tina got married in 1980. They divorced in 2011. Now, here's why I say that. Mama Tina had previously filed for divorce in 2009. I, amongst very few, was aware of that, right? Like I don't know how I knew. Like I must have been on like the back end.
I used to refer to you as Beyonce's #1 fan, so I know you.
I know so much about this person. It's absolutely ridiculous, but I did know that around that time. I may not have known in 2009, but I knew like around 2010 before they actually got an actual divorce. Divorce was granted in 2011. This is why I'm calling Mr. Knowles a thoughter bopper. He got 2 women pregnant in the year of, I want to say 2010. So he has a 13-year-old and a 14-year-old.
Okay.
That means that they were produced the previous year, right? Coy Knowles is a 12-year-old girl. Nixon Knowles is a 13-year-old boy. Here's the thing that's funny. They're about 2 different women. Here's what made me log on late to our meeting. I was looking up Nixon Knowles' mom Miss Alexandra Wright, and I found out that she was a Canadian actress, and which I did know that, but I was like, I wonder what she played in. So then I went down a rabbit hole like you wouldn't believe. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Something that I'm not even proud of, not even like I hurt anybody, but it's funny because she was in Baby Boy. And I saw Baby Boy like at least like 20 times.
Who is she?
That's what I was trying to figure out. So I literally pulled it up on Amazon and was watching it, trying to find her. The good thing about Amazon Prime is that when you're going through the movie and you click pause, you can see in the scene who the people are in the scene, what song is playing, all that stuff was left. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to do this. Well, I couldn't find her. She was credited as Alex Wright, even though but I think, and she was credited as Woman Inside. And so thinking back on the movie before I pulled it up, I was like, she had to be in the call center that Taraji was working in, right? Or she had to be like a worker in a restaurant or something. She wasn't the person at the restaurant that I thought she was. I think she might have been one of Taraji's like co-workers or whatever in the movie. But anyway, I pulled up the whole movie. I went through it. I don't even think I could show, because Amazon has this thing, like it's like a filter or whatever. You can't even show like things on screen.
Peacock does that too. If you try to like take a picture of
you can't.
Black.
Which is fine. But I was on a mission. You hear me? I had to at least be 40 minutes into this game of trying to figure out who the hell she was. And I was thinking to myself initially, but it wasn't her, that she might have been the person who tried to sleep with him. Tried to sleep with Jody, but it wasn't her. That was a whole different person. I was like, wouldn't that be ironic? But this lady, Alexandra,
try to look her up on IMDb. Does she have an IMDb?
I did look her up on IMDb, which is how I realized that but there wasn't any photos of her. Okay. Now I've seen photos of the lady. That's why I was trying to compare her. But like, this is like way too down a rabbit hole to be as an adult. Yeah. As an adult, like you should never have fallen that far. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes me and James joke because we'll be like sitting on the couch. You know, you sit on the couch and you like click into your social media, and then minutes go by, like dozens and dozens of minutes. And so like recently we've caught ourselves like, oh my God, I was gone. I'm back. It's like, throw this phone to the side, like rescue me. I was gone down the rabbit hole, because it's like that. Anyway, okay, so here's the reason why I bring all this up, guys, because I have a take on this. This lady was not some, you know, I don't want to say it like this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it like this. At that point, Mr. Knowles was around 59. Maybe he was like 57, 58. He's not no like, you know, zaddy or nothing like that. I'm not
definitely
saying
not never
so
been.
Like the lady, you knew he was married. You knew what you were getting yourself into. Like everybody at that point in 2010, 2009 knew exactly who Beyonce was. Mm-hmm. You know who you're talking to here. So you put yourself in a position to get not only did you sleep with the man, but you got pregnant with a married man, a married father of Beyonce and Solange. Like, what are you actually doing out here on these streets? Like, how could this have manifested for good for you? I don't understand the thinking that goes into that, because it's not even like, I don't even really feel like I don't know what the situation is.
That's a job occupation, though. A lot of people strive to do that. They strive to be like, okay, if I could just get pregnant by a ball player, or if I can just get pregnant by somebody famous, like they feel like they will be set for life. And I'm pretty sure that's what that person might have crossed their mind. You know,
unfortunately, she was wrong. Because he not only is apparently he got his child support payments lowered. First of all, he wasn't claiming the child to begin with. They had to get a paternity test. Damn. As well as the other person, Coy.
That's messed up for the child, though.
It's like, messed up for both children that he's not, you know, taking care of them in that way. And the whole story comes out, Alexandra Wright talking about, oh, my kid wants to know why his half sister doesn't love her. Well, you could tell him if you wanted to. Your half sister doesn't love you because I wrecked her parents' home, because I stood in between her mother and her father and opened my legs so that you could be conceived. And that's why, you know, none of them love me, and they certainly aren't willing to love you. right? And I know that sounds really harsh, but like that's the long and short of it. And the thing is that people don't realize is like your kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna find this out for themselves. But she's in the media right now painting this out to be some woe is me kind of story. And I feel bad for the children, but I don't think that it's going to be helpful for him to have this story out there. I don't think that he's going to enjoy that.
Unless he can sing or something like that.
But if he can, then he could, make it on his own, I guess.
Matthew Knowles probably would have taken him under his wing. I don't know. Let me stop. I don't know. But you're right. Like, he was old enough. Let's just face it. He's not a bad looking man, but he's not somebody that you're like, oh my God.
He ain't fine.
Yeah. And I mean, he was old. So it's like, as a younger person, like, I wouldn't have been like, ooh,
let me get with him. Oh, he's so whatever. Like, no, he's not.
I don't know. Once I find out you married, or even if you got a girlfriend, I'm like, you're ugly now. Not for real, but it's like you're just off limits.
Not only
okay, especially like you kept it on the low until now. So I don't know. That's just a messed up situation for the kids. Like you got to explain this to your kid. And in order for you to explain to your kid, you got to be real about where you came from or what you did. Not where you came from, but the choices that you made.
That's what I say. That's what I say. And I think that, like I said, Mocha Mima broke it down with so much savvy that I will hand it to her.
I think she did too.
I was just so irritated.
She was like, shut the hell up.
Yes. I was so irritated by this woman who comes out and is blaming all her troubles on Beyonce of all people. Like,
right. Who doesn't have anything to do with what her father was out there doing. I mean, they even had their own issues. Ellen B said
she fired him.
Monique calls her Beyonce.
Oh my God.
Gwendolyn. Okay, back to the Mocha, we were just talking about you, Gwendolyn. Okay, I can still jump. I don't think I can turn no more. I'm probably double-handed right now, but I can turn like I don't know what back in the day. Mocha, we was just talking about your recap of this whole story, and we agree, okay?
Mocha, you did a fabulous job of breaking the story down. I could not hold in my laughter. I was working from home and I was bothering my husband because I was laughing so loud. But you had said something at the end, and I'm going to direct everybody over to your video, but you had said something at the end about maybe having an unpopular opinion about a subject and that you were thinking about doing a video. I don't know if you've done it since I watched it, but I think that would be a fabulous topic. I think it's something that we need to talk about in our culture, and I mean just in general. Like, I think it was a good topic. Like, and those of you who have watched it know what I'm talking about. If you don't, go and watch it. Go and watch Mocha Mima's breakdown of the whole the whole Matthew Knowles situation. I hate that Beyonce's name is even in this because she didn't.
She doesn't have anything to do with what her father's indiscretions were. You know.
And the most irritating part of this was that she was like,
but that is the draw. It's like,
yeah,
like I said, it's a job occupation. Some women be like, oh, I'm about to get pregnant by this ball player, or I'm gonna get pregnant by this famous person because I'll be set for life. And you pulling Beyonce in it where she doesn't have anything to do with it, because her name is big and it's gonna get attention, but you're not realizing how you're gonna look. You're gonna have to come clean to your own son about what you did.
The dirt was.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was married.
He's gonna find out anyway. Okay, here's the part that really burns my bubbles. I hate it when people kind of put their hands in other people's pockets. Like, oh, well, you got all this, so you should share with me. Like, you would be the last person I would share my wealth with, lady, because you ruined my parents' home. Like, what do you think? You ruined my parents' marriage. Like, literally, their marriage was probably already, going through some stuff before he did that. Because this was only one infidelity that produced a child.
And these are the ones that we know about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he produced 2 children from infidelities. Like I said, I do remember, and I did look it up to just verify that they did. Tina Knowles filed for divorce in 2009, and that was before these 2 children were conceived, Coy Knowles and Nixon Knowles. I feel bad for the children, but their moms have to come to the carpet with some reality here. Like, you were half of the problem of the situation. You put your child in harm's way by doing this, and you just need to go ahead and take your whatever you got and get out of here. So, but let me say this, and then I'll close it out. The idea that they bring up the fact that, Beyonce and Jay-Z just bought a $200 million home, and then she had the nerve to put herself in the story like, we live only miles away from where they bought this huge home. That has got nothing to do
then
with
if
you,
you
lady.
live miles away, then you're doing okay.
That ain't got nothing to do with you, lady. Well, see, Mocha handled that too in her recap, because she was saying like, you know, you can go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to live there. Like you're choosing to be homeless outside of somebody's mansion. Like she didn't say that, but I'm just saying, like, if you're choosing to be homeless outside of
but I mean, if you're in the same neighborhood,
get out of here. Like my thing is this, and then there's other reasons too. Like I am irritated when people put their hands in people's pockets, because one of the things that I think people don't understand when they don't have a certain amount of money, and I mean, like, I understand this and I don't have that amount of money, but like when you make a certain amount of money, like you're gonna get taxed. And so you need to do something with the money. You can't just have if you have $200 million sitting in a bank, it's immediately eating itself, right? Like you can't have that much money in a bank. First of all, it's not FDIC insured. So if something happens to the bank, your shit's done. You know what I'm saying? So you shouldn't have that much money in a bank. You have to have it holding an asset in order to, first of all, make money, but in order to be protected. And what better than real estate? Because real estate is the biggest asset, you know what I'm saying, that you could have outside of like a thriving business. But here's the thing. Beyonce makes about, and I'm, you know.
But she shouldn't even be involved in it, because
she shouldn't be involved in it. She has
like,
no idea what's happening here. And so
anyway, they have bills too. So like
they do have bills, but I'll say this. There's something that rich people do with their money that I think this is why they bought that house, because they don't need another house. But like from my calculations, Beyonce makes about that amount, about $200 million every time she goes on tour. And why would you make that amount of money and not have a place for it to go? So I think that was a strategic move by them. This is my own theory. I didn't get this from anybody, but like if I was about to go and make $200 million, then this would be the time to invest in a property. Also, I wouldn't have it liquid. I'm not buying it cash. I'm going to get it and use the bank's money, you know what I'm saying, to fund my home. But then I have, so that just protects my $200 million.
On top of that, like their kids will never have to worry about where they're going to live. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way to do, like to create generational wealth, is to invest in some real estate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're so strategic. I'm sure they have no problems, you know what I'm saying, with what to do with their money. But it was so odd to me that somebody would bring that up, like it had something to do with them, like, oh, they have this $200 million home, and
but it makes it obvious what your angle is when you do that. Alexandra needs to keep the queen's name out of her mouth. And she said she gets $2,500 a month, which is more than what she got. That's what Mocha said. I didn't even get that. So yeah, those are facts. You know what I'm saying? And then Mocha says that money is a tax shelter.
Yes. Now here's the other thing. Now I didn't even have this on my but I will mention it because I'm gonna do a tea with TT. I've been planning this for a long time, but I hate it when this stuff happens. But you know, Stevie J married Faith Evans, remember that? And then they got a divorce, and now he's collecting alimony from her.
What?
Yes.
First of all, when that first happened, I was so shocked that Stevie just looks dingy and creepy to me. Not dingy as in dirty, but like he just is slimy, right? That's like Creep Squad, like Peter Guns and Rich Dollars. Like I was so shocked when she married him or whatever, and now he's trying to get alimony from her.
I was gonna do this in a tea with TT, but it was very disconcerting. It was very disheartening to me that this happened. But he's getting spousal support from her. It's like, how low can you go? Wild. I just feel like it's enough that the relationship has ended. I don't know. I just feel some type of way about that. That's a large
crazy right there. To have to pay Stevie J.
Stevie. This is the same Stevie that put Jocelyn Hernandez in front of our faces.
Now that you bring that up,
toxic. Okay,
I have to talk about Jocelyn Hernandez for at least two in my Tabitha Brown voice, a pair of minutes. Okay, listen, she is so off the chain right now. Did you see
She's
the
on
footage of
drugs.
her getting arrested? She was
Cocaine.
savage. I always say that she has savage in her, but that right there, yo, she is a savage. And it's like, what are you thinking about as far as your daughter when you're out here acting like this? Like, what are you doing? You have a little girl to think about, and the way that you're acting, you might not come home. They treat other people, worse for less, and she's actually like, just savage. Okay, that's all I had to say.
One of the things you have to remember, did you have DARE in school? Mm-hmm. Okay. The cops used to come in there and tell us about all of these people who were on like LSD and PCP and all that stuff, and how they don't have like physical feeling, and they'll walk through fire, and they'll,
lift up cars.
Stuff. Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know if she was on any of that stuff, but I know that cocaine is a powerful drug, and I feel like she was on a binge. Like when I saw her, I'm not even gonna find the clip and play it.
Nah, we don't even need to see that again. But when I watched it, I was just like, I already thought that about her, and I don't really think that. Like, I try not to even go hard on the women like that. If they're doing something and their behavior is all messed up, then I'll address the behavior. But this is like, I can't think of her in any other way as a savage. Like, if I was having an event and somebody was like, "Oh, Jocelyn's gonna be my +1," I'd be like, "You can't come, no, because you're not."
We don't know what's getting ready to happen.
No, fuck that, no.
We don't know what's getting ready to happen. We don't have that much insurance. I'm sorry, we're revoking.
Nah, she's a straight savage, yo. This is crazy. It's crazy. And then like, my biggest thing is, you not even think about that little girl, because if they, in the video, she was like, "Oh, y'all want to kill me, don't you?" Like, bitch, if they did kill you, what you like your daughter's gonna see eventually that you went out and what you went out for, you know what I'm saying, or what they took you out for. Like, why are you out here acting like this? Like, I can just imagine her in the bedroom. Like, she'd probably be like, "Nigga, eat my."
Oh my god,
doing that. What?
Oh my god.
She just seems so just like to me. Every time I watch the cabaret, I just be like, what is she gonna do now? She just seems like, I don't even have the words for it. She just, like I said, if I was having an event, somebody said they'd bring her, nope, you can't come now either. Nope.
I'm telling you, cocaine is a powerful drug. I don't even call it cocaine because I don't know what it is, but I know she ain't sober. And she said she did a few shows back. She was saying how, like, this is my first sober show. This is my first time performing sober, whatever, like, or something like that. And I was like, oh, good for her. And now here she is on a binge. That's the only way I can explain that.
I can go on and on about her, but I'm not gonna dog the lady out like that. But
let's not dog her out. But I just want to say,
she's savage. Okay, that's the only word that comes to mind whenever I see Jocelyn. I'll be like, okay, what is she gonna behave herself? You know what I'm saying? It just get worse and worse and worse. Like, remember how she was when she first came on to Love and Hip Hop, and then to see like how she is now. Like, yeah, she's done some things and elevated herself, but like she just so gutter. It's just like, and then her man is even more. It's like, but the thing about her man is she more masculine than he is.
Ooh,
I can't.
I didn't know that.
Let's read some of these comments.
Okay.
Mocha says, I don't get how Stevie is getting money from Faith. Right. Like, what in the world? Like, I feel bad for Faith about that, but I did question her judgment when she ended up being with him, because I was like, girl, what are you doing? Stevie is definitely a slime ball. The Puerto Rican princess. She is.
Dude, I was rooting for her when she was on Love and Hip Hop, because he kept talking about how he was going to send her back to the strip club. She was like, I'm never going back to the strip club. But
she was more tame back then, though. You know what I'm saying? And then when they did the review of like the cast reviewed the old seasons of Love and Hip Hop in the beginning of this current season, I think it was, and like they were talking about how like she didn't really know what the deal was with Mimi and him at the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? But she wasn't that savage back then. But she was still savage or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Stevie was the one who brought her to us, so I just blame him for everything right now.
And now he getting alimony from Faith Evans.
Faith Evans. First of all, let me just tell you that before there was a Beyonce, Faith Evans was my Beyonce. Okay,
I'm so mad about that.
soon as I get home. Oh, so many jams. And she used to do this thing. I remember
you like all this.
you took me to see her at it was a Howard Theater or Warner Theater. And I just remember, like, I think 112 had performed and she came out there. She had on this gray pinstripe, like, dress suit. And there's this point in the show where she just cocked her head to the side and started singing these notes that I don't even know. They came from the heavens. She's such an amazing singer. Like, it's ridiculous. And I just remember just loving her. And then I remember when Biggie died and she was like, you know, there was rumors that she had like beat up Little Kim. There's all these things happening, but I always had love for Faith Evans. And I never have stopped loving Faith Evans. When she got with Stevie J,
I did question her judgment.
When she got with Stevie J, I was like, what are we doing here?
He just... No,
but they went way back, right? Because I remember Stevie J used to mess with Eve. And when I was into Eve, I was like, he's been in all of my favorite artists. It's weird. But when I used to
mess with Eve too. Yeah.
Not Jocelyn, but when I used to work out to Eve, to her album, and I used to get the bomb workouts because her songs were so fire. But like, there was a song on there that I didn't know who he was at the time, but it was about him. And I was like, and when I found out they was together, I was like, oh my God, that was about him. And this was around the time of Love and Hip Hop when he was like, you know,
she was young back then, and she came to her senses. Faith Evans had no business getting with this Bama after she was of a mature age. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know what she was
thinking. Other women and how he is. Like, he just is. No, I can't.
He's toxic.
The face he makes, I can't. Oh God. Okay.
I'm just so here's my thing that irritates me to the end. And the fact that he's taking money from her is so irritating to me because it's not even like they spent decades together and he helped build her career or something like this, right?
Nah, that's messed up.
It's just, I ain't gonna lie, it rubs me the wrong way when men take alimony from women. I ain't gonna lie. Now, there are certain circumstances where I could say that that's not, you know, ridiculous, but there are very few circumstances. Like if you spent your time, you know, helping your wife by bringing her wine while she built her YouTube empire, then perhaps you deserve some alimony. I know. So
shout out to production over there.
Filling my wine glass. That's production filling my wine glass. But what I'm saying is, he's never going to get alimony because he owes me $1 a day in his freedom for the rest of his life. I realized this, and then we're going to move on to the next topic. When I always joke with him, but hashtag real talk. You know, he owes me $1 a day. When we got married, I was like, you know, I'm not counting it or anything like that, but just know that if you ever try to leave me, you owe me $1 a day. And when I have children, I'm going to tell them when they get of age, like, oh, you've been owing me $1 a day ever since you were born. So, you know, I'm not counting, but I know the number.
Oh my God. Gwendolyn says red flags were there before she married him, Stevie. His history of not paying child support. Yeah, like the red flags were already there, which is why I was just like, girl, what are you doing?
What are you doing? But it's okay. Love and light to her.
Bonnie Monique said that wasn't alcohol. I think she's talking about with Jocelyn. Yeah, I don't know what the heck that was.
It's something.
Gwendolyn said you're funny. She probably talking about you because you are hilarious. Mocha says, how's he getting alimony with all those writing credits? She must have more writing and producing credits than him. I believe that. But still, like, even him just even having the balls to accept alimony from Faith Evans, like, bruh.
I'm sure she has more writing and producing credits than he does. I'm certain of it because she's been writing for she was writing before she came out as an artist. Mm-hmm. Anyway, like enough time on that. Let's move on to reality recaps, guys. Okay, so first we'll start with Real Housewives of Atlanta. We'll start with this. We have actually didn't mean to do that. That was the wrong thing. We've got to talk about Kenya Moore's dress.
Oh Lord.
Okay, listen.
Okay, everybody. So I don't usually like try to rag on the women about how they look or anything like that. But when she came out at the auction event with that dress, she knows she should not have put that dress on. The dress just was, it was like a situation of her not wearing the clothes. The clothes were like wearing her, I guess that's how you would say it, but it's not, I don't know what to say about this. It wasn't flattering to me. Like, I feel like she always looks bomb. You know what I'm saying? And I always look at her and be like, damn, she got a nice body. She wearing that dress. She wearing that outfit. This did nothing for me. I was just like watching her do the auction. I feel like she rocked the auction. She got more than Sonya wanted. But I was just like, girl, why? No, Kenya. No, ma'am. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I didn't.
Mocha is hilarious, okay? Respectfully. See, that's what I'm saying. But she knew that when she left the house. We would not have even known that.
This is Damita Jo right here. Giving this blurry side eye.
I couldn't even pay attention to the show really because I was like, is she really wearing this like this? Because we wouldn't have even known that it looked like that up under there if she wouldn't have put this out like she. Kenya. No, ma'am. No.
Oh, Lord. I don't know about you, but this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta is not really my favorite season. I don't know what exactly it is, and I can't put my finger on it. It's a mixture of I'm feeling like there are some reaching moments like that didn't really happen, like maybe they were staged, and then there's another element of like I don't like who people are I'm not saying I don't like what they're becoming because it's not everybody, but I feel like, so for instance, I'll just say like I don't like what's happening, right? I don't like that Sheree is dating what's his face. I think she can do better.
I don't really believe that they're dating, but okay, whatever.
Yeah, so that's kind of going into my point, right?
It's not believable to me.
I don't like that they're together. I don't like that I don't ever recall her being so explicit about like her sexuality and stuff. It does seem like a facade. I don't like that Drew and her husband are seeming to like play this game where they're trying to like, I know that they're now separated, about to be divorced, but in the show, it's like it seems like they're working on it, but it doesn't really seem like they're working on it. It seems like what really happened is that they were like, "Hey, let's just give me this last season, right? Just stick with me for this season, and then we could do this." But I just don't. I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling I'm certainly not feeling the whole Marlo situation. I feel like Marlo is coming for Kandi in a way that is uncouth. I feel like whatever happened with the shooting. And like the most recent shooting where Kandi's cousin got injured, I think they wanted to keep that on the hush, right? Like Kandi and her publicist and all them probably was like, we don't really want to talk about this because it's going to bring a bad light to the business. But at the same time, I feel like it was Marlo trying to put that in the spotlight, but she's just going too far. And then the whole thing where
because her whole scene with Drew, when she was talking to Drew that in that scene, I don't know if you said that. It was like I'm trying to be relevant, because I'm not saying anything about her nephew being killed or whatever, but even the way that she handled that with Kandi or whatever, like it's a lot of it seems forced to me. Like I don't feel like a lot of them really like each other. The only thing that I really was feeling like that I could like grasp as genuine what was happening is Sonya and her family moving out of the house. Like when her sister came to do her hair for the auction or whatever, and her sister told her how she really felt, and Sonya cried. I like the way that they communicate with, like, they can say what they want to say without the other one being like, well, fuck you then. It's like, okay, I can understand how you feel. I didn't expect you to cry, but I'm going to still do your hair, but I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with that. That's the only really genuine thing that I'm picking up from the show, but everything else seems kind of like it's
forced.
Yeah, it's like
It's weird. The whole
production.
They went down, and I'm just laughing at Mocha Mima's comment right here. There was a lot of back fat, respectfully. I'm just looking at this. This is one of those illusion dresses where you put a lot of attention to the fabric, right? So like your eye is drawn to where the
but you only do that
like,
if you got like abs right there. If you got like.
And I'm not trying to talk about her body because
absolutely not. But
her body's way better than mine. But at the same time, she selected this dress, and she could have selected this dress.
So my thing is, I do get it. But if somebody with like it was distracting. It was distracting because it's like, okay, if you were smooth right there, it's not saying anything about her body issues. She still looks good, you know what I'm saying? But this just wasn't the right choice to wear. It's like, no.
Several seats. So anyway,
it was like a bad accident. Yeah, I couldn't look away, and I was listening to the whole show and everything, and I was just looking. I was like, "Is that a bad angle? No.
I have to liken it to when you pick something and you have to just go with it. I feel like it didn't turn out the way that they wanted, but maybe.
But I'm pretty sure she had so many other things to wear.
Did it too. I'm sure she did too, but apparently she actually defended it. She defended.
What did she say? Please tell me.
Okay, here's what she said. Please don't try to act like my dress was not hitting because it was. Okay, I looked damn good and I felt good. That's all that matters.
See, now I don't believe that because I did not get the confidence from her that I usually get. Yeah, she rocked it up there in front of the people or whatever, but even when they were leaving, I didn't get the same. She don't believe that.
She doesn't. I don't think so. I don't think so either, but apparently, and
it's not saying nothing about, like I said, the lady looks good, but that just was a poor choice of an outfit. And I know for a fact that the whole table, Candy and all of them, I know they had a discussion about it. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, that's how I feel about what's happening over there. We're going to continue to report out on, here's a little thing. Oh man, that did not look good at all. I'm just looking at it. But like, here's the thing.
She's still cute though, but no, not that.
You just and then even the like pink dress that she does like her confessional stuff, and like she always looks good, but this just was not it.
It wasn't flattering. Like I'm used to seeing her. When I see her in outfits, I'll be like, Kenya looks good. You know what I'm saying? Mocha says there's a big lawsuit regarding that shooting with the strip mall. That's why Candy didn't want to talk about it. Yeah, so they're like. They even production tried to bring it up, and they were like, "No, we don't. No, let's not talk about that."
Yeah, I remember. So, we're gonna have to. Yeah. Anyway, I hate that we had to say this, but we had to say it. Everybody, I really actually. Okay, so here's what I will say. This season. Aside from the whole stuff that Kenya pulled when she took them down and she was going to perform, but she didn't, I actually think that was an old okie doke. I don't really think she really got sick. I think something happened with that performance, got canceled, or somebody else pulled her out of that or something, and she left. I don't think she needed to go to the hospital. I think she just got out of there because all those women were down there to see her and it wasn't going to go well. And yeah, I think that's what happened. But other than that, I do like Kenya this season. And there have been past seasons where I did not enjoy Kenya. And I'm like, why is she here and all this? But like this season, she is one of the people that I respect the most. And
what do you think about the guy that she's dating? Did you see the guy? He owns the restaurant.
I've seen pictures of him, but I haven't seen. I don't think I saw any of the interaction with them.
Okay, so I think it was the last episode.
Okay. I didn't
know that band thing or whatever, the commercial, the Kenya Moore hair thing that she wanted to do, and he came and brought food. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not picking up a lot of genuine interaction aside from Sonya's family. You know what I'm saying? Because even Marlo's date to me was just like. Is it for the show? Is it for something to do? You know what I'm saying? I'm not seeing any chemistry, but then who am I? You know what I'm saying? But Mocha Mima says Sierra could have worn a dress, or Kelly Rowland, or Beyonce, not Kenya. That's what I'm saying. Like if your body is, you gotta know how to dress. Even a girl that is considered or who considers herself a big girl. I've seen a lot of girls who consider themselves big girls dress very nice and look good because they wear things that are flattering for their body. Everybody knows what looks good on them. And I don't know how she looked in the mirror and was like, I'm going to wear this because you can see what we can see. And you knew you was going to be on TV. Maybe she did it on purpose. I don't know.
I mean, look, all publicity is good, apparently. I mean, look, I'm talking about it right now. So maybe this is her aim. I don't think so, though. Like, you always want to look nice. So
she makes me laugh because she's hilarious. Mocha said, I agree. Kenya choked on the performance. And then she says, Kenya don't want that white man. I didn't feel like that either. even how he came to her, like when she was filming for it, he came and he brought her stuff. It was just like, okay, he owns a restaurant. He came down there. They ain't like have no conversation. Like she ain't walk him outside. And I was just like, I don't know. Womp, womp, womp. But I don't know. So we'll see how it goes on. But I feel like the longer, like this show has been going on for a while, and maybe they're just running out of actual real shit that they want to show. You know what I mean? Because it just kind of just seems like nobody really likes each other like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm confused about what's happening there, but I guess we'll just have to get through this and see what happens next. Okay, so let's move on to our topic that we're really excited about, everyone.
So sorry we've been talking about other stuff, but I feel like this is the main event right here. And talking about Ready to Love, and we have a lot to say. Y'all know we did a little what we call it, like a blitz 25-minute video about our first thoughts right after the show. But tonight we're just really gonna kind of just recap a little bit and like mention the things that we didn't get to mention. And the show comes on tomorrow, so we'll be able to see what's gonna happen this week. So. And some things have happened since the show has aired. There's been an interview. There's been a couple of Instagram lives. There's been shirts made. All of these things happened.
So yeah, you had a great point that I wanted you to touch on about using the show to be.
Do they not have the current pictures? Oh, that is it.
It is, but they keep going by, and I'm trying to figure out. Like every time I click on it, it's making it into a video. So you had a great take on like what the show is for. Like, sure, you're there to find love, but also it should be a networking opportunity, or not a networking, but a way to capitalize. And you're finding a person, also turning it into a positive. And I'll bring that up actually.
Because I think that, like I said, for me personally, which is redundant, but I like saying it. But for me personally, when I watched the first season of Ready to Love, I fell in love with the show. And I was like, okay, so that's kind of what keeps me watching it, because I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. But now we're in 2023, and this is also a networking opportunity and an opportunity for people to, promote themselves. So I feel like anybody who goes on the show needs to make sure they have some type of business, some type of, organization, maybe a nonprofit, some type of whatever to promote after the show or once the show is airing. Now, recently, in the last episode, we know Red was told by Unique that he had a thought job. You know what I'm saying? And we gave you a list in the last video of what some people might consider thought jobs. But Red, since Friday, has come out with shirts that we made by Bonfire. And so the way Bonfire works is once enough shirts are ordered and the campaign is ended, everybody will get their shirt. I did order me a thought job shirt, even though I don't have a thought job anymore. But these are Red's thought job shirts. And I feel like, even if it's a negative thing, you need to capitalize on it. He's probably going to put it in his show. You know what I mean? Because even like on Love and Marriage DC, when they were calling DJ Quicksilver fun size, or a gutter Barbie, the gutter Barbie thing. So I support everybody that wants to start a business and they're Black. Okay, I don't discriminate against other people. I focus on people who have stuff that are Black. So I think that he's well within his right to make these shirts. And he did say something about Unique. He posted something saying, "Oh, production assistant is different than being a producer, but he don't know what he's talking about because Unique got big things going on. And when I think next show I'm going to talk about some things that she has going on, because I think her logo might have been shown in the first episode. I got to go back and watch, but she's doing some big things. But I do feel like Red should have capitalized on these Thought Job shirts. Okay.
Hello.
So,
I'm here for
what do
it.
y'all think? What do y'all think?
Yeah, tell us what y'all think about the Thought Job shirts. I feel like it was smart of him, right? Shirt
I feel like it was smart of him.
I think, yeah, everything is fair game. Like, look, one of the things that I always say, and I feel like I maybe have to give a disclaimer at the top of each season, we're gonna poke fun, we're gonna have fun with this, we're all having a good time watching Black people on TV. They all look good, they all are up, you know what I'm saying, like they're up and coming. I don't say up and coming, but they're all progressively, you know, going towards an ideal. This is an opportunity to stage yourself, to say this is who I am,
and to
you know,
network and collaborate, and you possibly might find love. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
But you never know what kind of opportunities might come out of just networking with people who you may have never thought to talk to or never be in a room with. You know what I mean? So Blondie Monique says, who from the show went live? So Unique went live. She went live with, I want to shout out to Masha 1 in a Million on Instagram. She asked some very good questions because Tequila and Unique were live and they were talking about things from the show, and she had some very good questions to ask them about things that they said in the first episode. So, but then Unique went live a few times, and she had she talked about her production crew. She even did a live where she took the crew, she took the people who were watching her live to meet her production crew and all of that. So she does have big things going on. So but also Tequila and Marvin are going to be having a battle of the sex talk on July 19th. Let me just put this picture up real quick, Faith.
Nice. Okay, yeah, let me take this down.
That's going to be interesting because everybody knows how Marvin, you know, was presented. Okay, so he had an interview on Kamisha Reviews channel today. If y'all missed that, it was very interesting. He went into depth about kind of what he does and what he offers, and he is going to invite Kamisha to the show, and she going to get a BOA box. I think that's what he was calling it. I don't remember what was inside of it, but he has some interesting things to say. He is on YouTube, but him and Tequila will be doing the Battle of the Sex Talk on July 19th. Okay, so y'all know Tequila already had the question about, you know, sex talk when she was talking to, was it Marie or was it Herbert? I forgot who she was talking.
I feel like it was Marie, and
so that's gonna be spicy between them two. So y'all make sure it's gonna be on Tequila's Instagram channel. So y'all make sure y'all follow her, and I will make a note to put her Instagram channel in the description after we end this live.
Here's what I want to say about the Tequila thing. I really appreciated when she went on the live and shed light, because I think one of us had said when we recapped, when we did our quick takes, that like it was odd that question was asked, but it had to be later on in the conversation, and she affirmed that. She was basically like, yeah, like that stuff is taken and it's moved around, and like it's part of the fun of being on a show, but also just like everything is not going to be the way that it happened. It's not like one person's story. So you know, you gotta, when we're watching this as viewers, we gotta take it with a grain of salt. But also, I just want them to have fun with this. Like, it's already been captured and now it's airing. And so I don't want anybody to take anything too seriously. So I want to celebrate everybody. We're gonna poke fun. We're gonna have fun.
Oh, we're gonna talk shit, okay? But it's all
I love it. Starting out, DJ Red.
And so I also want to say too that, you know, Leanne did an interview with Kamisha as well, and her interview was also great. She just launched her website for her her realty company. She's been in fitness for 30 years. She is a great personality as well. So check out Kamisha Reviews for that interview. Kamisha actually went over to her house to interview her in person.
Yes.
So that was tight. So like the thing about it is, as we're watching these shows, we kind of, you know, subconsciously think that it's all in order. But like even with the Tequila situation, right? Like when they, I'm sorry, not the Tequila situation, with the Leanne situation, when they edited that part with her when Marie was talking about his father. and she just was kind of like, oh, I got dogs or whatever. Like, she seemed dismissive, but that didn't happen like that. But what happens is they film this show, right? They film everything all the way to the end. And then whatever happens, the production crew goes back to edit it so that it makes sense with what happened. So I get that, but as a viewer, sometimes you don't really think about that. You're just like, oh my God, I can't believe that person did that. But Leanne is a great personality. So y'all need to check that interview out as well. That's the one thing that I really like about the post interviews after the season is over, because they get to speak freely. Right now they can talk, but they can't talk about things that necessarily happen that we haven't seen yet or whatever. So just keep your eyes out on Kamisha Reviews channel, because she does interviews throughout the season as well as post interviews, and Kojo does great post season interviews, and he gets down to the nitty gritty. Okay. But this is about it's his line of questioning is crazy, the way he gets people to talk about certain things or whatever. But yeah, so I mean, just because we're talking shit over here, because I'm an Aries, I like to talk shit. Any harm about it, but if I see something on the show that made me be like, whatever, I am gonna say it, but it's all in love. We're not trying to tear nobody down.
It's all love. I'm not trying to tear nobody down, but I stand by everything I say. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the whole point of having free speech and be able to say like what exactly I think. If I have to edit myself, then I'm not, it's no good, everybody.
Yeah, like, what's the point of me doing the show if we're not going to be us, right? So
I hope nobody takes offense, but if they do, hey, listen, sorry, buddy. Like, it's not.
They're gonna say what they want to say in their interviews, but my advice to the cast is watch the people who are having genuine conversation about you. Don't watch the people who are just, who you feel like are just being negative or whatever. Okay, so I want to shout out J-Dub, because J-Dub is fucking hilarious. Okay. And he said he's not calling dude Habibi, he's calling him Tyrone, because his mother named him Tyrone. Now, I don't even know if that's his name for real, but the shit was funny when he said it. And it's just like, yeah, like Habibi is a character. You know what I'm saying? Mocha says Habibi got to go. Like, I'm gonna have fun all season saying his name as long as he is there. But in the Instagram lives that I saw, he seems to have come across to the women, Leanne and Tequila and Unique, as a genuine person. He's a really good person. Yeah, that he's misunderstood. So we'll just keep watching to see. But I feel like, he's a character. I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see. So, but Mocha says Habibi got to go. Okay.
I'm not okay. As a viewer, and I know you just outlined this, but like, yeah, as a viewer, seeing it the way that it's been edited and produced or whatever, Habibi is not, a person that I even want to watch, because of two things, really more than two, but like we talked about this last Friday. He kissed his own hand. And he kept asking that one question to these women, which is, would you cheat on him with me?
Yeah, that was whack.
I didn't like that. It's just like, what? I felt
like you are being filmed, and you're gonna
a trick bag question
to everybody.
I thought it was like a trick question, like, because if you answer it wrong, then I know that you're a cheater or something like that. But I don't think it was that. And I think that he, I don't know. I can't call it off of one show, but there was just a lot going on there with the.
And see, the thing is, like,
G-Hob stuff. I know it's probably not called a G-Hob for men, but whatever.
I want to say it's a Guthera, but there's another name for it too. But here in DC, right, in the DMV, we have dudes that wear those triangle scarves, just like that red and white one that he had on, but they'll be like different colors. Usually it's like camouflage or black and white or whatever. And you just know this dude think he's the shit. Like, who told him he was the shit? He does come off like a fuckboy a little bit. Sorry, Habibi, but we're gonna see what happens. But like, when we're watching the show, production knows everything that happened, and so they're taking out things that we, the audience, might need to see to make a genuine connection with the cast member, but it's missing because of how they know they want to edit it. So that's why I'm taking everything with a grain of salt. I'm going to talk about what I see or whatever, but, Habibi is coming off as one of those dudes that just, I feel like he feels like when he walks in the place, he thinks everybody knows he was there. Everybody sees him and everybody wants him. That's just how it comes off to me. But I mean, he's a little cutie or whatever, but he kissed his own
I
head.
don't know. All that stuff got thrown out the
He kissed
window.
his own head, and he didn't know
That
cheese
is not
was
cute.
not pineapple.
What?
He kissed his own hand, and he didn't know that the cheese was not pineapple. I was questioning that, but
I didn't even notice that, and I tried to watch it again, but you know what? I'm gonna go with my first instinct as my final answer for him. It's a no-go, and I mean, it's not even like, as far as like dating
thanks,
the person.
Mocha. Yeah,
I'm
Habibi needs to take off the scarf. It's kind of like it just looks like he's trying to be a character.
He's trying, and the thing about it is, like, with him, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna take my first instinct as the final answer. I think there's something off about it all. Like, he doesn't like the answers he's giving, between the answers he's giving, the visuals he's presenting, and these sort of like questions that he's asking. It's all too much, and I don't trust it. And I'm just talking not even as like a dater, because I'm not a dater, but like as a viewer, I don't want to see you no more.
But see,
and we talked about this last time, but it's just like, I don't like
that
this.
type of dude. He's the exact type of dude that we're not supposed to like, that women are gonna like. So we'll see how far he makes it. I don't know.
I suppose, but I
also think that we think this, Mocha, because we've seen a lot and we can see the shit a mile away.
Yeah.
But if there's a younger person, they're gonna eat that shit right on up, and that's what I'm afraid of. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, they said that he's misunderstood. So I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see more, and I appreciate them showing more. I hope that I can't remember who went home last time. We're waiting for the man to go home.
We're waiting for them to say which man between Brandon and Habibi, but I don't feel like Habibi went home. I don't know.
I don't know. Brandon had a lot of baggage, though.
Leanne is the one that went home, which, like I said, she is a great personality, and I honestly don't think, in looking back, that her person was there. Just having seen her interview and all that she has going on and everything. She's 50.
Oh, really?
I think she said she was 50.
Oh, okay, cool. Because it was 49 when they filmed. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't. In retrospect, the person who always gets cut first, it ends up to me being a blessing in disguise, because they miss all of that unnecessary drama just to figure out that your person wasn't there anyway. But they still are included in whatever cast events that they have and stuff like that. So it's not a waste for them. But they just don't have to be involved in the drama. But let's talk about this too, because Tommy has a curveball coming up. There's a video Owen posted, and he's holding a little softball. We don't know what the curveball is yet, but we all know it's probably some other people
in there.
Probably some other people. So they sent her home because she was older. So that's what I kind of think too, because they were like, you gotta have a little bit of something going on to deal with a person that is her age and as established as she is. So, like I said, I think it's a blessing in disguise that she still gets to be a part of the cast. Who knows? She might meet somebody from another season or whatever. And
we have seen people too who have come through this show and then meet somebody in their personal lives. I don't know who Natasha was, but listen, we have seen this. I remember
Natasha was the one that Tony slept with outside of the show last season.
Oh, that was fun. But listen, we have seen people come through this show and then end up in relationships. I think one thing that happens is people in like, you come on this show and then someone in your personal life realizes like, oh, you're dating and I didn't know you were available. Let me come and shoot my shot. I think that's one thing that happens. So I mean, Leanne seems like a good person.
I think that's what happened to Dakia.
That's who I was thinking about. That's exactly who I was thinking about. But it happens, but I also feel like you said earlier, this is an opportunity to have fun, to learn about yourself. I don't know if people come on here with that in mind, but I think what happens is this: like, you come on, you tell your story, you show whoever you are, whoever your representative is, whatever you want to say, and then you get feedback. And I feel like some people are closed off to that feedback. But if a bunch of people in a room are telling you the same thing that they're getting from you, and they're all different, you know what I'm saying? Then you gotta take that into account. Like, well, so maybe I am this. Maybe that's what I'm getting off.
the season from the first season of DMV where Corey was on there, like he wasn't seeing himself, you know what I'm saying? But Unique actually mentioned in her live that she's seen herself on TV before, so she's actually looking at it and she was wanting to show up as her authentic self, you know what I'm saying? And that's how you should be trying to do, because you can look back and learn, oh, is this how I'm coming off? But you have to be open to that self-reflection to be able to do that. And everybody's not doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna enjoy watching them. I think this is a very interesting cast. I'm ready to see what happens tomorrow. She knows who the curveball is.
Like I said, it is in Kamisha City this season, so Kamisha is probably going to be a summit there. She went to the premiere party and she met a lot of the cast. She went over to Leanne's house and she interviewed her in her house. It was a great interview, and she probably is going to do that with a couple of the other cast members as well. But she also is dropping tea throughout the season as well. So make sure y'all, subscribe to her.
I'm gonna be tuned, locked in,
because that's where I get my tea from. And and then on Saturday she does the recaps with the panel, and you never know who's gonna be in there because a lot of time the cast is in the building. Tequila came in last time, and so you just never know. You know what I'm saying? You get a little bit more of what's going on outside of what we saw on the television show. So the interview was bomb, Kamisha. You did that. You did good.
Yeah.
And I knew you was going to represent once it came to your city. I know you was waiting. Okay, I know it. So
yeah, it ain't over.
But yeah, so that's all I really have to say about the show. Obviously we're waiting for it to come on tomorrow, and we're gonna do our little Express Blitz recap to talk about our like first thoughts after the show tomorrow.
Our hot takes, whatever they are.
Make sure y'all follow Mocha Mima. She's an awesome content creator and she's funny as hell. Follow Kamisha Reviews. Who else was in here that got a channel? I'm waiting for Ellen to start her channel, but she ain't start her channel yet.
Yeah, so. Ellen, what's up? You're a comedian.
Because I know Ellen got a lot to say. So
I know she do. She be hilarious, yo.
And she be knowing stuff too. So
well, look, I just want to say thanks to everybody for joining us. We're trying some new things. We're out there. We're so excited that you guys are joining us, and I'm ready for tomorrow. I'm ready to see the new episode and give my hot take.
Me too. So in the episode, I know the one thing that I'm waiting for it to come up is the conversation between Red and Unique to further talk about the thought comment or whatever. Like we said, Red got some Thought Job shirts out. Unique is doing big things on the production side. She even did a live where she took us into to meet her production crew. They got something big going on over there. Shout out to Tamasha, 1 in a Million on IG. And then like we said before, Tequila and Marvin have a show coming up on the 19th where they're going to do Battle of the Sex Talk. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just keep following and keep watching. It's going to be a fun season. I feel like it's going to be a fun season. So,
I think so too.
Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe. I was about to say share, but I wanted to say subscribe first. But like the video, subscribe, share. Follow my sister. I'm going to put I'm going to put all of the links that we talked about in the description after I end the show. But make sure y'all follow everybody and come back tomorrow when we do our Express recap so that we can, talk about that. So anyway.
I can't wait, yo. I can't wait for tomorrow, yeah.
Yes, thank y'all all for riding with us. We appreciate it. We're going to see y'all tomorrow after the show, okay? All right.
Bye, everyone.
Peace.